Welcome back. So in today's video I'm going to take you through the tips and tricks of venturing into the egg selling business, and trust you me, you are going to get value from this video. You are going to get so much value from this video, and you can see I'm here. See the small hands and small feet? Yeah. That is my little girl. We are packing eggs for delivery tonight, and I'm doing it with my little girl, my son as well. But I'm here to teach you about the nuances of the egg business. Guys, be checking for cracks, okay? Okay? All right. Now, you see here that there are white eggs and there are brown eggs. And this is where the nuances start. You will notice that the white eggs are comparatively bigger than the brown ones. Let me give you an example. Look at this one and look at this one. I don't know if you can tell the size difference, but mostly the white eggs are stronger. Sorry, they are bigger than the brown ones. But in the reverse, mostly the brown ones are also having stronger shells than the white ones. It's as if I knew I'll see this. See, this is cracked. Yeah, coming from the farm, being transported, it just gets cracks, and mostly it's rather the white ones that suffers more of the cracks. So if you are looking to get into the egg business, it's more like choosing your poison when it comes to the color. You see, choose your poison. If you are going for big ones, then you have to definitely look at the white eggs. But then if you are looking for the stronger shells, then you have to go for the brown. So sometimes some people try to do the best of both worlds by rather going for a mixture. But I think that if you have a good and reliable transport system, you could consider going for the white one. So like I was saying, I think that if you have a good transport system, you should consider going for the white one, because they would usually give you more in terms of the sizes. Now you see what I'm trying to do here, trying to arrange it well such that when we are getting them out of the box to sort and check for cracks, I wouldn't have some falling out of the creek. Some of the eggs are so big they struggle to fit accurately into the shell, but I digress. Now if you are looking to start the egg business, first of all, the first thing you need to do is to find a poultry farm close to you. It's important that you find a poultry farm that is close to you, because it goes a long way to affect your cost in terms of transportation and even your final negotiation or selling price to the customers. This is because if you go and try to solicit for eggs from a farm that is far from you, it means that you are going to spend more on transportation to get it back to your destination, which will in turn also increase the cost of the eggs you would be ready to sell to your prospective customers. But like I was saying, get a farm close to you, but then it is not something that is also straightforward. The fact that you went to a farm that is far does not necessarily, keyword here being necessarily, it does not necessarily mean that it's going to inflate your prices, because sometimes going far to a farm would have you getting the advantage to buy from a farm that has economies of scale. Economies of scale here in the sense of it is a very large farm compared to what is close to you. So they have large production and they can sell crates of eggs to you at a far cheaper price than the farm that is closer to you. To the extent that even when you add your cost of transportation and you compare with the cost of buying from the farm closer to you and its transportation, you realize that surprisingly you are better off going to the farm that is far. So you have to be able to sit and go through these calculations so that you'll be able to appreciate some of these dynamics before you start. So like I was saying, it's important that you understand the maths. If you don't understand the maths, you run around and still make a loss. Don't mistake movement and up and down as you actually being productive. The egg business in itself has profit margins that come in bits. So the first way of being able to have a chance at making profit is when you are able to cut down on your cost. So you must always let that lead you, but it shouldn't also compromise on the quality of what you are going to deliver. I hope you are taking notes on this. Now, once you have that in check, you should also be able to build a supply line that is flawless and smoothless, such that it works, because you are going to have a repeat purchase on some of these things, and you are better off having a situation where your supply lines are intact and your farm is also reliable to be able to provide eggs for you as and when you need it. Because the last thing you want is to be able to get to a situation where you have successfully built a portfolio of customers who are now counting on you to supply eggs on a regular basis, and now your supplier of eggs is now failing you and giving you reasons why they can't help you supply eggs. Then you lose credibility, your brand begins to die out, and you go out of business. So these are the fundamentals. Start by checking the cost, and two, making sure that the farm you are connecting with and building that business relationship with is reliable in the medium to long term. Also, you must ensure that you have a portfolio of customers to sell to even before going for the eggs from the farm. This is very important because of the shelf life of eggs. Worst case, you shouldn't have eggs being in your custody for more than 3 weeks, assuming you even got it fresh from the farm. Most often than not, in several farms, the eggs may have spent about almost a week before you would have come to take it. So by so doing, if even the eggs are to spend 3 weeks with you, that would mean that the eggs should have already spent a month as shelf life. And at that point, there's a high probability its quality would go down, and it may start even possibly beginning to deteriorate. In this regard, it is very important to realize that you would have to ensure that you have customers you are going to sell to even before you start going for the eggs, so that as soon as you pick, you deliver. You pick, you deliver. The eggs don't stay with you and you now have to try to go and find a customer. If you are not careful, you burn all your capital, because by the time you may even get a customer, the eggs may have been spoiled or may be getting close to its expiration of shelf life. And when you give it to the customer, it will go bad in the custody of the customer, and they will think that you are a shady business person and you give them sub-quality eggs, which in fact was not the case. So it's important you take note of this. And I'm sure at this point you are wondering how you can get customers to deliver eggs to. If you are interested in that, check out my next video I'll be putting out, and you get some tips and tricks on how to get some of these things. Subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.